Shanah Tovah, everyone. Happy Rosh Hashanah. So, the new year has begun. I don't know. It's like 58, 61, something or other. It's not 2020. Either way, it's still bad. I have decided this year that I'm gonna, try to make a video every day, which is really ridiculous and extremely hard to do. But I really enjoy this medium and this pastime, so I'm just going to give it a little more of my effort, everyone. So I would appreciate everything that you have to say, any sort of requests or any criticisms or anything like that. So I'll just try and make it quick because I'm going to do this every day. And I think I would mostly like to focus on being holy. So that's something that I've been thinking about because I've been praying a lot. Oh, Lord, you're going to have me be the next Creflo Dollar. When is my time? When is my Moses moment coming? And, you don't have to just meditate and being quiet and stuff like that. You can meditate in doing something. You can meditate in walking. You can meditate in a lot of things. It's just like repetitive movement. I mean, according to Ira Kaplan, you can even meditate in washing the dishes, just as long as you have like a specific focus on something repetitive that can kind of free your mind from the moment. For people like me who maybe have a little bit of ADD or perhaps too much coffee. So I was meditating, because this whole high holiday was coming up, and I really just wanted to know from God what He wanted from me. What do you want from me? What? So I didn't get my Moses moment. I didn't get that God was like, okay, it's time for your, I don't know. I didn't get it. But what I did get from God, I felt was like a command to live holy. And whenever I think about the religious text that we all think about, is that one of the biggest things that you can do, any righteous person, including Buddha, Confucius, all of them, is just more so to live holy. And maybe that's where the evangelical movement has gotten it wrong, is because we're so interested in fixing everybody else and correcting everybody else, trying to be Paul, trying to be Peter, trying to be the rock, and ain't nobody trying to be a brick. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's trying to witness and be the leader, but nobody's actually just trying to live every day and just be holy. Because I think about Moses, and I like, how long did it take before God called him and asked him to be a leader? He was old and crusty before God asked him to do that. I don't know if you've seen a real shepherd, but they dirty and stinky. And so Moses spent most of his youth being dirty and stinky. And like Jesus Christ, He's the Holy Son, our Lord. He is the divinity encased into flesh. And even He waited 30 years. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have no sin, and He still waited 3 decades before He started His ministry. So, not saying even, maybe I don't even have a ministry. I think of Joseph of Arimathea, and his whole deal was he just took Jesus' body off the cross. You know what I'm saying? Or just a lot of people, they didn't really do anything in particular. They just lived holy, and then there was a moment when God asked them to do something, which got them in the Bible, but it wasn't like this big, like, showy, front of the room, glittery, sequence wearing situation. So I'm trying to live holy, and I just enjoy this medium. I've been doing it for a while, and I think I'll just continue regardless of what happens, and I'll just share with you guys my walk of how I do with being holy. So hi. So if I learn anything new, I will try and tell you guys. I do, as a Christian, I think I've been trying to like figure out what I am. Like, am I Rastafarian? Am I Hebrew movements? Am I Christian? Am I evangelical? I don't really know. But what I do know, I think, is right now I will call myself a Jew fan, right? I'm not Jewish. I've done all my research, and it doesn't matter, according to the Jews, it does not matter how hard I try to follow all of the 613 commandments, that as long as I have accepted Jesus Christ into my heart, I am not Jewish. It doesn't matter if I do everything more perfectly than, say, Madonna. Madonna will be Jewish and I wouldn't, because I've accepted Jesus Christ. But then to me, I look at them and I'm like, but I'm black. I'm black. I have no reason to follow Torah other than Jesus Christ led me to it. Right? So I think they don't understand that aspect of it. I don't have a reason to follow Torah. I don't have any connection to Torah. Like, you know, I think if they were to ask and say, well, why? Because of Jesus, because I love him, that led me to want to know more about him. And his whole premise is, if you love me, follow my commandments, right? And feed my sheep. So it's kind of like, well, what are his commandments? I don't know. Jesus didn't give a lot of commandments. Well, if we consider Jesus a divinity, then the Torah are the commandments that we are supposed to follow. All of the 613 commandments. So I'm going to try not to eat cheese with meat, which shouldn't be too hard because I don't eat meat. So that'll be pretty easy to do. I'm just going to try to be like how the religious people in Israel will say, religious. Like, because, you know, I can't cover my shoulders. Okay. I know that's what y'all want. I know the Jewish religious people think that that's modesty, and, you know, I get it. It's modest. It is. However, when it's 110 degrees in Arizona and it's midday and I'm going to the gym, it's not modest. It's sick, actually. And you just are drawing attention to yourself, and everybody's sweating just doing regular stuff, and they're looking at you, and you got on long sleeves in order to be modest, and then you end up in the emergency room because of dehydration and overheating. Like, I don't know. Like, there's a time and place for everything. I don't know. Do religious people wear long sleeves to the beach? I don't know. You could tell me. I don't know. Maybe they do. They're wearing long sleeves into the water. So those are things that I just need to learn more about. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to live holy, and I'll share those things with you. So the only other thing that I wanted to talk about is, like, you know, like things that God has revealed to me. Teddy Nagusi. I'm sure that's not how you say his name. Nagusi, Nagus. It's Hebrew. I don't know. I will do another video specifically on him because I just adore him. I think he's great. So I was looking up stuff about Ethiopians and how their life is in Israel, how difficult it is. And I was learning about, they have some of the same complaints that we in America have as far as blacks and black lives and stuff like that, you know, getting beat up and attacked and people getting murdered and the police not being held accountable. And so Teddy Nagusi is one of the rappers in Israel that's rapping about it, and y'all should hear his raps. They're amazing. Like, it's been times where I said to myself, like, I need to move to Israel because I feel in my heart that that's where I need to be. I feel it. But then I'm like, as a black person, I just don't know if I can do that. You know what I mean? At least, like, here in America. I mean, it's no excuse because I'm living in Tucson. Tucson is just very white. But, like, I know where I can go. I know I can go to Phoenix. I know that I can go to LA. Well, not really LA, but, you know, I can go to LA. I know where to go to associate with black people. And when I go to Israel, I can't really find black people. I don't know where they are. I found one black dude, and I was trying to talk to him, but he only spoke Hebrew. So it was difficult for me. So that kind of stuff makes me really, like, makes me very like hesitant about moving to Israel. And I know Israel's probably like, well, we don't care, we don't want you anyways. But I think you could use me. I'm great. But, you know, like, I just that's my contention with it. And even when I was there, I saw people ridiculing Africans. I have to be honest, the ones that I saw ridiculing Africans were Palestinians, but still, it's just a general temperament of the area, and I just don't want to have to fight nobody. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the aggression that I felt was from Palestinian men. That I think was, like, more because I'm a woman or whatever, which is, like, fine because the Israelis have the Palestinians in a certain place, you know, which is cool. But, like, I just don't want to face a lot of like racism, like what I'm facing here. You know what I mean? So, especially, like, if I don't have any family or anybody to talk to. So it's very nerve-wracking. But I will try and show you guys these videos. And when you see this guy Teddy Nagusi and this other guy Nagish Beats, oh my God, like you would think he was in Jamaica. Like I didn't even know. And I'm from Connecticut, so that's what we do. We do bashments, we do dance hall contests. Like that's how Connecticut gets down. It's wild, it's West Indian, it's all of that. And you know, that's where my heart wants to be. And it just really made my heart feel full to see people speaking Hebrew and doing that movement and like making me feel home, like I'm at home. You know what I mean? And so I'm trying not to cry, but that means a lot to me. Like that to me, I know it sounds crazy. I know everybody else will probably be like, no, you're being ridiculous. But to me, as a praying Christian, it shows that God is hearing me. You know what I mean? Because God knows that I say like, oh man, I miss this. I miss my people. I miss Blase. I'm scared. Like I spent like a week, 2 weeks at a time in Israel, and I'd be there and I feel like I miss my people. I miss feeling like I'm at home. Like I'm just nervous. And then the Palestinians, because they're brown, I thought I would have a better connection with them. They gave me a lot of rejection, you know, I think just because I'm a single woman and they're Muslim, so they just don't understand single womanhood, whereas like Europeans and Americans, you know, Western people get that. So it just made me want to cry on the inside. And I was just saying to myself, like, I miss this. I feel like I want to move back to Israel, but how can I move there when there's so much rejection from the Palestinians because I'm a woman, rejection from the Israelis because I'm black. So those things scared me. But then when I saw Teddy Nagusi and I saw Nagish Beats and there's another, I don't know, her name is not Hennessy. It's like Hanny something. I'll show you her too. She's amazing. She's not like skinny. She's beautiful. She has like this great like Hebrew like song, but she's brown skin and she is gorgeous. And when I hear those people, it makes me feel like, I could be at home there. So those things mean a lot to me because I'm not the old school Christian. I'm a new school Christian. I listen to Lecrae. I listen to Tripoli, KB. Like I don't listen to that, you know, every now and then I'm into classical. I listen to old school gospel because that's how I was raised, but that's not where I feel at home. I feel at home listening to Lecrae, you know, going to concerts, like jamming and dancing. That's where I feel at home. And so it makes me feel happy. I mean, okay. I know that they're cursing. I know that Teddy Nagusi and them people, they're cursing, okay? Let's be real. But, you know, who's perfect? I prefer people that love the Lord and that, you know, and in Israel, loving God is more so something that everybody has in common rather than something that everybody uses to beat other people up, if that makes sense. Like, it's just when you're Israeli, everybody loves God and they don't think of it in terms of I am so pious, you know. It's just kind of like that's what we do in Israel and then we go on from there, you know. So you could be smoking cigarettes and be like, but I love God, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody there is pretty much religious, so it's just kind of like it's different. It's not like stigmatized to only evangelicals who are gonna Bible beat you. Like it is what they do. People can get drunk and then fully love the Lord, you know. And I'm not saying it's good to be drunk, but I'm saying like there's not that separation where it says, oh, if I mess up I'm no longer a Christian or I no longer love God. Like I make mistakes, I live my life, but at the center of who I am is a religious person. And so that's a part of Israel that I really, really like. So anyways, this has been longer than I wanted it to be. I just kind of wanted to update you guys on some of the things that I found. Anything you want to hear more on, let me know. Anything you have to say, please let me know. You know where to find me. Click subscribe. I'm going to keep uploading every day. And then hopefully I'll upload this video on Teddy Nagusi. And please, anybody knows how to say it right, you could post that. Because I'm not saying it right. But we're going to talk more about that later after I finish my workout today. And everybody stay blessed, have a good one. Make sure that you make your resolutions for the new year, because we about to hit this new year as hard as last year hit us, right? That's what I'm talking about. Okay.